press pause and answer the question.
If f of x equals x squared plus 3x minus 4, and g of x equals 2x minus 1, then what is the value of g of f of 2? So again, we're going to think of f and g as just machines that take an input and kick out an output. One way to think about it, let's say that f is something where you input the country and the capital city comes out. So you could input France, and then Paris would be spit out. Or you could input England or UK in the input of f, and then of course London would be spit out. If you put in the US, then Washington, D.C. would be spit out. And let's say that G is something where you input the city, and then it outputs the most famous landmark vertical structure in that city. So if you were to input Paris, of course, the Eiffel Tower would come out. Or if you were to input London, Big Ben would come out. Or if you would input Washington, D.C., the Washington Monument would be put out. Now, we can kind of put those together. So we can input France, and it outputs Paris through F, and then Paris goes through G, and then the Eiffel Tower comes out. We could put in UK, and it would output London, and then we'd put London in down here, and it would output Big Ben. We could put in the U.S., it would output Washington, D.C., and then Washington, D.C. would then go through the kind of second ringer, and the Washington Monument would come out. So in this case, when we write G parenthesis F parenthesis X, so we're saying it's G of F of X. And you may be tempted to kind of do G first, because if you're reading left to right, that's how it kind of makes sense. But what we're going to do is we're not going to go G to F. We're actually going to start with F, because we're taking G of F. So we're going to take the F first and then take the G. You put in an X and you get out an F of X. And then you put in that F of X into G and you get out a G of F of X. Now F of X we're told is equal to x squared plus 3x minus 4. So we're going to put in an X. We're going to get out x squared plus 3x minus 4. And whatever the number that winds up equaling, we're going to put that back through the G machine, and then we'll get some other number, which is 2x minus 1 for G. So it's not our original x, it's whatever kind of was spit out of here. So they're asking for G of F of 2. So we'll start by putting 2 in the machine, and it's going to spit out whatever 2 squared plus 3 times 2 minus 4 is. So 2 squared is 4, and then we can add 6 to that. That gives us 10. And we're going to subtract 4 from that, and that's going to bring us down back to 6. So what's going to spit out for f of x is going to just be plain old 6. So we put 2 in, and we got 6 out. Now we're going to put our f of x into G. So we're going to put 6 into it. Then we get 2 times 6 minus 1. 2 times 6 is 12. 12 minus 1 is 11. And that's our answer, 11.